To this content creator called Glaive Keo the other day. You all went and supported their channel by going to subscribe, and I really appreciate that. This seems like a promising, very new content creator who they DM'd me and said I was the reason why they started content creation. I always appreciate inspiring the youth. The Wuthering Waves hate meta, outrage farming explained. Now, this is very interesting. This is a very bold title, and also going after Fob is very interesting, but I am curious to see what they have to say. Now, full disclosure, I do like Fob quite a bit, but I'm going to try to keep this very fair and try to make sure that I am the moral compass and the judgment balance here for this video and see what's actually going on, because it appears he's going after Fob and Vars. Let's see what's going on here.
Negativity and misinformation about Wuthering Waves aren't just a part of a conversation, they dominated. From Reddit threads to Twitter posts, YouTube videos to Twitch streams, and the loudest voices are often the most inflammatory ones. And
yeah, true, like me.
It's not because their points are valid, it's because rage sells. And for most people, when you...
That's how I made a career. Hey, that is how I made a career. I'm like that old guy on his front porch sitting in a rocking chair with his shotgun. And I say, hey, get you off my lawn. God damn, I hate the youth. You know what I'm saying? I'm just a dude who goes live and tells you why I hate and why this shit that you think is cool actually fucking sucks. It's my whole thing. I love it. And it makes me happy because that's just how I feel. I don't know why the dichotomy of how things are versus how they actually is based on perception versus how people are selling it. It's just confusing, but let's keep going here.
Rage, you hate. And hate is a strong feeling. So strong that Tectone made an entire channel profiting.
Man, this guy knows. The hateful one.
From said hate.
I'm rubber, you're glue, whatever you... You did not just put up EO for glue, bro. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. That's crazy.
Said hate.
I'm rubber, you're glue. Whatever you say bounces off me and sticks to you.
Now here's the truth. Outrage is algorithmic gold. Platforms like YouTube and Twitter thrive on engagement, and nothing gets people typing faster than a hot take, even if it's
true when the right person gives it. Because in the same vein, a hot take that you can't defend, that you can't back up, can end your career like that. So it is a fine line. So making sure you can back up everything you say is so important when you get into controversial territory.
Built on flimsy arguments or outright lies. When someone drops a bold claim, something like, let's say, Wuthering Waves doesn't deserve its awards, or Genshin Impact devs is actually so generous, or Zenless Zone Zero is not a Gunner game. It doesn't matter if you think it's right or blatantly wrong. What matters is that people react to it. That's the point. And I think people are starting to catch on. Creators big and small are learning that rage baiting and hating on Wuthering Waves is the meta. And that's the problem, because when outrage becomes a currency, misinformation becomes a tool.
What a quote. Fantastic. When outrage becomes a currency, misinformation is a tool. That is very smart. I would say I do agree. Shitting on Wuthering Waves right now is what's in right now. Absolutely.
That's a bar, and I need you to let that sink in. You need to understand that this pattern isn't limited to small creators. It scales up, and when you look at someone like Vars too, the cracks in this trend becomes even more obvious.
Glaive.
The thing about Vars too is that he has a slow, soft-spoken voice. With his smooth delivery and confident tone, he projects expertise, making his critiques sound credible even if they're wildly inaccurate. For example,
the support category is effectively non-existent.
I'm about to have a heart attack. This bro just said the support category doesn't exist in Wuwa. Huh? What is wrong with you? It's right here.
Statement so...
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, bro. I mean, that's one of the worst takes I've ever fucking heard. Like, I've never seen someone self-report that they just don't know how the fucking game works ever. And the worst thing is, like, with how much specificity and confidence he delivered that shit take with, it's honestly just jarring because you know how much he believes what he just said.
Wildly inaccurate that it's hard to believe that he even played the game properly.
The thing is, Glaive, and I want to be very honest, I understand your logic. You're probably a pretty smart guy, and you say, well, why wouldn't you just feign outrage and shit on a fucking game for views? It's a very smart business solution. I'm going to break down something for you that you may not have considered, right? Now, once again, it is smart to just say, this game fucking sucks, here's why. I want you to consider this. What if these people doing this are actually just retarded. Right? What if they're just stupid and they just don't know what they're talking about? Because that is more often not just the case.
Saint Tontus has already made a breakdown video on his channel, so if you want to see Saint Tontus lose his balls to the speed granny, go ahead and watch it. But I'd like to talk about something he kind of didn't elaborate with. What's particularly striking to me is how this Vars 2 video feels less like a Wuthering Waves critique and more like an advertisement for Genshin Impact and Honkai Star Rail. Let me show you what I mean.
The issue is that compared to other gachas, where you have characters working in concert with one another to achieve a collective goal greater than the sum of their individual parts, the impression I get from Wuwa is that it's just mostly individual units being put together, purely for the sake of it being convenient to do so, not necessarily having actual synergistic playstyles.
Yeah, so Vars, let me tell you why you're stupid. And hey, Brax, I know you might have just heard this, and I understand that that's your friend, but I'm gonna go ahead and shit talk your friend now, okay? And I'm gonna be real, Brax. You should be okay with that because me and you are way tighter than you and him are. I'm gonna just keep it a buck. So here's the thing. When a gacha player unironically goes live and says, oh, this game's better because it has more synergy between units, and it really feels like this character is made for that character, rather than just being able to play with whoever you want, is one of the most brain-dead, idiotic takes ever, because what you are doing is saying, we want these games to be more predatory. These characters should require these other characters to be fully functional. So that way, instead of putting one unit, you have to pull 4. It's good if a game has less synergistic units. That way you can use who you want rather than using fart on Honkai Star Rail. Guys, how many teams do you know in Honkai Star Rail that are just, yeah, use the break characters with the other break characters. Yeah, use the follow-up characters with the other follow-up characters. Yeah, use the dot characters with the other dot characters. Rather than, I'm going to use who I want. For Wuthering Waves, you can think of 30 teams right now like, yeah, fuck it, I'll just put these things together. It's probably fine, I'll just dodge. You know what I'm saying? It's actually good if these companies don't make over-synergistic characters that are more able to work with anyone in the game state. That way you can pull who you want and play who you want with. It's not that hard to figure out if you just think about it.
Oh, he's just another generic attacker. Oh, she's another generic healer. It's not a, oh, he's the first glacial support. She's the first arrow driver. What have you?
Now from that alone, you might be tilted. I understand because Saint Tontus is too, but have you ever asked, who is this content really for? Who is he targeting? It's certainly not Wuthering Waves players. They would immediately notice the inconsistencies.
True.
Instead, it's
what he's doing is that he is once again feeding into the confirmation bias of Genshin players looking for a reason to shit on Wuwa. He's going to say this in the next 5 seconds.
Seems to be tailored for an audience that is predisposed to dislike the game. Hoyoverse fans,
AKA confirmation bias of Hoyo shills. Holy fuck, me and Glaive are on the same page here. Goddamn.
or general
gets
gacha
it.
players already primed to
This guy is really fucking smart. I like this guy a lot.
view Wuthering Waves through a negative lens. When you realize this, then you might think that Vars' approach to this issue is genius.
Yep.
His misinformation is tailored to Hoyoverse fans. The comparisons he draws, Genshin is better at this, HSR does this right, Wuthering Waves fails, are crafted to appeal to an audience that is already inclined to believe it. Yes, Varsu, you're so right.
Yes! Get him! Cook Kuro dogs! Cook those bots! Oh my god!
Genshin and HSR is better than Wuthering Waves, or should I say, Gathering Wives. Suck my nuts.
First of all, I'll be real. I think the name Gathering Wives is fucking hilarious. Is that just me? I don't say Gathering Wives to shit on Wuwa. I actually think it's a great advertisement for the game, to be honest. I think it is so fucking funny.
That's Hoyo show. The danger here isn't just Vars spreads
Same thing. Yes, Vars does spread misinformation. Absolutely. I do think that calling Honkai Star Rail honk shit Starbucks is so funny.
misinformation, it's that his tone makes it stick. Viewers might walk away believing his takes without even cross-referencing or trying the games themselves. And when
that's fair.
someone with a large platform perpetuates these narratives, it sets a precedent. You can say anything about Wuthering Waves no matter how detached from reality. And
And then if you say that they're wrong, you're going to be called a Kurobot. When in reality, it's just like, bro, this guy just put out blatant misinformation. So it's a fucking lose-lose.
And still be rewarded with views and engagements. These creators aren't critiquing Wuthering Waves to improve the game. They're critiquing because it works. Hate farming isn't about the truth, it's about the clicks. And the scariest part, the more of these narratives spread, the harder it becomes for genuine feedback to be heard.
Why do you think so many creators are horrified of getting on call with me? Better yet, getting on call with anybody in order to defend their views. And that's because they understand they're not saying these views because they fucking believe them. They're saying these views because they know that is what is going to give them the updates. And they know if they were to be confronted and say, really, so you said this, can you go ahead and defend that and have anybody on call who would push them, whether it's me or Gotcha Smack or Genocide or even fucking Fob, they would not be able to defend their own, viewpoints or views. No, there's no fucking doubt in my mind. Absolutely. There's no fucking doubt in my mind.
It's not just bad criticism, it's
Maybe they just don't want to talk with you. I mean, to be honest, man, I wouldn't want to talk with me either. However, I did list them. Me, Gotcha Smack, Fob, or fucking Genocide. Any of them, bro. Any of them. Because it's just not the fucking truth.
Calculated content designed to farm outrage and appeal to the meta of Wuthering Waves hate. The strategy isn't limited to big names, it's becoming the playbook for success. The worst outcome would be people that watch the video echoes the same things as they do. And
Absolutely.
It's gonna be a ripple effect one to the other. But
I mean, absolutely. I mean, that's one of the biggest detractors from my entire fucking life.
here's where things get really messy. When even a larger voice, people who should know better, start amplifying this trend, and that's where Fob Master come in.
Let's hear it.
Jinshi and fucking Changli kind of play the same fucking way.
What the fuck?
Fob Master right now is legit a villain for the community of Wuthering Waves. Consider him the Shigaraki Tomura that destroys everything he touches.
Okay, I'll be real. I don't recall Fob being this anti-woo-wah. And sure, he's had bad takes, but I don't remember him having that fucking many.
In this case, he is touching the Wuthering Waves community. The things he has said might have damaged Wuthering Waves more than all of the other gacha content creators combined.
Well, Saint Tontas, just like you excused Kuro Games for 1.3 or 1.4 being dog shit for prepping for 2.0.
1.3 and 1.4 being dog shit?
Wait, that's insane. Wait, did he actually... I mean, I guess that's the clip. Wait, 1.3 or 1.4 were great.
Said that 1.3 is dog shit? Bro, what?
Actually, Genshin Impact is prepping for 5.3, 5.4, 5.5, 5.6 for 6.0. They're prepping Snezhnaya, right?
Wrong. They have been preparing since Mondstadt to do Snezhnaya. That's right. They have been preparing since Mondstadt, Fob.
Yeah, don't worry, guys. That's when the game's gonna get really good.
And actually, HSR, the reason why Rappa's patch was so dogshit and boring is because they're preparing for fucking 3.0.
Banana?
And actually, ZZZ, they actually need the next couple patches as well to prepare for the next one.
You can't say anything about ZZZ because it's been good for ZZZ. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that
ZZZ has been fire.
crazy, Fob? Like, think about it.
I don't agree with his take, but they also clip it a bit out of context for what he was saying. Okay, Genizar, do you wanna provide the context of that we're missing here? I don't really think there's any context that makes these clips better, right? No, once again, is this like a career-ending take? No, not really. You know, not really. I mean, I think the only context that this clip is really missing is that sometimes Fob just says shit. You know, he just says shit for fun, but who knows?
Ain't that a little bit crazy?
So if we use your argument, technically every gacha game can have dog shit patches because, oh, they're just preparing for their next version.
Now that is a lot to unpack. And
You know what? I wanna kind of do some research here. Okay, Kuro deserves our apology. Let's see what he's referring to here. All right, here's the context. Thank you, chatter. Here we go.
You're right, 1.3 and 1.4 were so dead because they were so busy with 2.0. So by your logic, Saint Tontas, 2.3 and 2.4 will be so dead because they're getting ready for 3.0. I can't wait. Yep, let's go. And
But 1.3 and 1.4 were great for WoW. I don't understand. They were solid patches. I don't get it. How does this context make it any better? It's still bad. I don't understand. Oh boy, I can give context if you want. I will admit 100% I was heated getting egged on by my chat and definitely didn't say my points well at all, and I did an EO. Yeah, that's what I thought. Hey, Fob. If you go back in this stream and you do listen to what I say, I did, because I had your back. I did say sometimes Fob just be saying shit for fun, right? I did have your back. This is what I figured. I did figure this was sometimes Fob just be saying shit.
Now that is a lot to unpack. And luckily, again, Mr. St. Taunta's made a video reacting to it and addressing about all the misinformation and blatant bullshit. But again, there's something he doesn't really talk about, and it's when he said this.
I think this guy's got like gotcha victim syndrome. I'm a diagnosed a new disease. It's called gotcha victim syndrome. They feel like their gotcha game is looked down upon and not respected enough. So they feel like they need to overglaze to make up for it. I'm telling you, Saint Tontas, plenty of people love Wuthering Waves. Stop reading Twitter, all right? On Twitter, people hate everything, okay? Like, stop playing the victim here and pretending like Crow Games is a small indie company, fucking poor man, like, a gotcha company that makes no money and, like, you know, they're barely making it through. Because guess what? If that was the case, Girls Frontline should have EOS'd a long time ago.
No, I know a lot of you might be
Oh, man. Gotcha victim syndrome. Oh, man. Okay, so I understand both sides of this. So first of all, Saint Tontas, before I talked to him, absolutely did have gotcha victim syndrome. In the same vein, you have to understand how frustrating it is to be a Wuthering Waves player and fan when the rabid fan base of Genshin Impact exists, where if you're having fun, they're going to shit on you, which is why I am the grand detractor of the Genshin Impact community, because I am so fucking loud. I will shit on that game to where every corner of the earth will hear how much I despise that shit fucking game. I see it go both ways here.
thinking, oh well, Fob Master is a troll and he rage baits. He's stupid and he's short. But I think in all seriousness, Fob Masters knows what he's doing. Now by framing
Oh, Fob, do you know? Does he know?
Wuthering Waves players and creators as overly sensitive or melodramatic, calling them having the gotcha victim syndrome, he invalidates genuine frustration with the misinformation and blatant hate being spread. His
Bro thinks I'm farming rage bait when I make zero content of this type of stuff. Well, Fob, I don't know about that one there, buddy boy. It sounds like we have another content creator going, oh, I don't make any content out of it. Then what do we call going live on Twitch there, buddy boy? We don't get to sit here and say, oh, I was doing it on Twitch, so I can say whatever I want. That's not what we do around here. Okay, if you said it on Twitch, you meant it, you made content out of it, and you farmed a couple emotes out of it. No more of these whole, I didn't upload it to YouTube so it doesn't count. If you said it on Twitch, you fucking meant it. Enough! Objection!
words, like Twitter and Reddit hates everything, and Kuro is a multi-million-dollar company. Shift focus away from their reoccurring problem. Bad faith criticism thriving unchecked. But again, let's ask the real question. Who is he speaking to? It's certainly not the Wuthering Waves community. This rhetoric is laser targeted
Rhetoric.
at an audience that already hates the game. People who aren't looking for a nuanced discussion but for a confirmation of their biases. I'd like to believe that Fob Master isn't clueless. He is calculated and he knows exactly what kind of audience this framing appeals to.
I will admit this. I think Fob's IQ skyrockets when he's offline in Discord. I think Fob goes nuts when his chat feeds what he's going to say, which I do think is a common occurrence. But when the chat's gone and we're on the Gotcha Cast, bro is analytical. Bro's a fucking demon of talking about gotcha. It's good. It's good.
And he is leaning into it.
There are some streamers, also like Mr. Pokey, who just get brain rotted by their chat. Absolutely.
And when I'm talking about this, I'm sure you have a lot of other content creators in mind, and that just serves my point even more. The issue here isn't that Fob Master dislikes Wuthering Waves, it's how they frame the conversation. Instead of addressing bad faith arguments or misinformation, they dismiss, deflect, and effectively fanning the flames of negativity while pretending to remain neutral. It's not just about
Dude, I am so glad Mr. Pokey is off this neutral shit. Bro, that shit drove me fucking insane. Mr. Pokey right now, I will say, on my life, is the best he's ever been. Mr. Pokey right now is the best he's ever been, and I will stand by that, bro.
about their opinions, it's about how their words empower the meta of hate farming. Whether it
I think the content creators in their prime, and I mean this genuinely, I think Genizad is the fucking man. I think Fob's the fucking man. I think Mr. Pokey's the fucking man. I think Gotcha Smack is the fucking man. I think those content creators right now are the best form they have ever fucking been. Straight up. They are fucking killing it right now. The conversation that we're able to have and the content we're able to do is so fucking good. It's been great.
intentional or not, their content amplifies an environment where negativity is rewarded. Misinformation spreads unchecked, and valid frustrations are silenced under the guise of "you're just playing the victim." Wuthering Waves community. Now you might be saying, now Glaive, you might be reaching. Like Fob Master is trying to reach the top shelf, you are reaching. I get it.
Oh my God. I ain't gonna lie, bro. Bro is dunking on his ass. Something that Fob could never even dream of, that 4'11" fucking midget.
Now I've given you the proof that supports my opinion. Why do these things happen in your opinion? Again, let me open your mind though, because this is not just a Wuthering Waves problem. It's a growing issue across the entire gacha
Is this a meme or personal? It's a meme.
game community. Hate farming and misinformation
It's like what this video is. It's friendly criticism, right? That's pretty much all it is. There's no hate or, you know, malicious feelings behind all this.
have become a currency in the content creation space.
However, if Vars or Fob were to take offense to this, they're totally within their right. However, I don't think Glaive Keo is doing any of this intentionally to hurt or defame anyone, just kind of pointing out an issue. But that's just my opinion. People are more limited to clap back. They're more than welcome to. Fob, Vars, please clap back. Please. This is a malicious attack. You have to respond. You have to respond to this, bro. You have to respond. Bro is clowning on you, bro. You clap back. React to it live on stream, please.
Whether it's for views, engagement, or clout, creators are realizing that negativity spreads faster than constructive critique. We've seen this cycle before in other communities. Let's say Genshin Impact, Honkai Star Rail, even Tower of Fantasy. Whether a game stumbles or even if it doesn't, there's an audience waiting to see it fall. But here's the catch.
Sure.
This pattern doesn't just harm the games, it harms the communities. It creates division, discourages new players, that's a really important thing, and silences creators who genuinely want to share meaningful feedback.
Well, it silences weaker creators. I can't tell you, and let me phrase this for you this way. I can't tell you how beneficial it is to have content creators shitting on something invalidly, because that gives you a free content pipe to constantly farm. And when somebody's going live saying the worst fucking takes possible, spin it into a positive. Take these creators, prove why they're wrong, provide proof in-game and receipts, and you will gain credibility from their bad takes. So it's like the same thing with like Genshin Killer. I label every single Genshin-like game as the Genshin Killer because it puts them in the same vein as Genshin, which is the most successful gacha game of all time. So even if it's not, it still gives them a huge drive in popularity, a huge drive in relevancy and relatability, because it's brand familiarity that's going to sell every single fucking game. And that's why content creators should be excited when another CC is saying all this dumb shit that you can disprove easily, because then you get their brand familiarity and put yourself above that shit, baby. Because you say, hey, this guy you like, he's wrong and he's an idiot. I'm the only motherfucker that should be getting praise. It's like, fucking bro, I don't care. Speak your shit, man. I'll just make you look like a dumbass. Who cares what anybody says? Legit, who cares what anybody says when you can disprove them and make them look like an idiot?
It's worse, this trend sets a dangerous precedent. Why improve when outrage pays better? Why make constructive criticism when rage baiting does better? Food for thought. But now it's time we recognize.
Well, let me tell you why. Because in this community, there's a lot of people to where if you do rage bait, they gonna come after you. They are. So you better be ready for it mentally. Because I know there are some content creators in this space who actually get upset when they get a mean comment like, this guy looks kind of fat. This guy looks kind of bald. This guy's too positive, or it'll actually ruin their day. But it is you monetize your mental state.
It's hate farming for what it is. Not genuine critique, but a manipulative tactic designed to exploit anger and negativity for personal gain. At the end of the day, this isn't just about defending Wuthering Waves, it's about preserving a space for genuine discourse and critique in gaming communities. Particularly gacha right now, right? Hate farming and misinformation aren't just annoying, they're actively damage how communities grow and how developers receive feedback. Constructive criticism pushes pushes game forward. Outrage bait pulls everything backward. As viewers and players, we have a responsibility to think critically about the content we consume. Ask yourself, is this critique backed by evidence? Does it offer solutions? Or is it just noise designed to stir outrage? Because every
Completely
click,
fair.
every share, and every comment feeds into the cycle. And if we want better games and better communities, it starts with how we engage with the conversation around them. So next
I
time you
agree.
see someone that is farming, ask yourself, are they helping? Or are they just Fob Master?
Oh my God! Oh my God! I'm gonna be real. Guys, I think we have the newest S tier member of the gacha community. I think Glaive Keo's delivery is so f***ing good. Their videos are so great. And I think they're important issues that are interesting enough to talk about. Really good video. I really recommend everyone give them a subscribe. And I agree. I cannot tell you how many content creators will be completely dismantled if you merely just ask for proof of their claims. Now, it was great because a while ago, there was a content creator called Atsu who would always ask for proof for everything. And he would say, ask Tectone for proof. And what did I do? I provided proof of everything. And that's when everything reversed, because when then he was asked for proof, he provided proof of nothing. So always ask content creators to solidify their points, ask them to elaborate upon their arguments, explain their opinions, and to provide proof of egregious claims. And it'll make things a lot more black and white. Anyways, great video. Go subscribe to Glaive Keo, and thank you all for watching.